graphic material, guys. Hey guys, what is up? It's Juliana back here today, That World and Books. If you haven't already, go subscribe down here to my channel and give a thumbs up to this video at the end if you like it, because you don't have to if you don't wanna. But today's video is going to be a little mini review on The Trials of Apollo by Rick Riordan. If you follow my channel, you'll know that last week or so, a couple of days ago, I went to Barnes & Noble's to get the Trials of Apollo book. Well, not a couple weeks ago. I went to get it the day after the Trials of Apollo came out, and I ended up not just buying that book, but also buying The Heir of Fire and The Crown. If you want to, go click here on this video so you can watch my vlog. And today's video is going to be on a mini review on the Trials of Apollo. And by the way, this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I'll make it good for you guys. Tell you, maybe I'll put a little spoiler at the end, so if you haven't watched it at the end, you guys can just click out of the video. But anyway, I'm going to start off by saying, oh my lord, I am seriously in love with the characters in this book. I mean, we have already been introduced to Apollo in the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus series, but we never really got into depth of his character. And in this book, oh my gosh. Before I start saying anything about him, I'm going to give you guys a little background on what this book is about. So, Trials of Apollo, as it says in the title, Trials of Apollo. Zeus decides to ground Apollo for making certain decisions. He literally grounds him and puts him on the ground. So in this book, Apollo is not a god anymore, and he's kind of struggling a little bit with that because he's so used to getting exactly what he wants when he wants it, being so handsome, having everything he wants, getting a Lamborghini, getting a ride in his sun chariot, that he doesn't really realize that nobody in the mortal world, in the human world, actually does that stuff. They're not naturally beautiful. Like, no, they're not like that. So he's kind of struggling through this, and when he gets put down on the world, he has to be kind of like a sidekick to a human or a demigod of some sort to help them with certain stuff. So he's basically their servant, and he's not really used to that, so he's kind of struggling with it. And during the series, some of our characters that in the Heroes of Olympus series and the Percy Jackson series come up, and I was so excited for that because you cannot get enough of the Percy Jackson characters. You cannot get enough of them. You just want more, and Rick Riordan really builds up his characters so much that you feel connected to them in a way that you can't let them go forever. So you need more of his stories. And let me tell you, you guys will be satisfied with this. If you haven't picked this up, go pick it up. If you don't want to leave your house like I don't want to do sometimes, I'll link the Amazon link down below to this book. Go get it. So anyway, talking about Apollo. Guys, Apollo is hilarious. We all know, like, from the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus series, that he has a very high self-esteem. That's all we need to know. He's actually kind of sarcastic. He doesn't let that godly sense of I can do anything, I can be anything I want, I can do anything, I'm the most important person in the world. He doesn't let that leave his head. But during the book, he actually kind of changes, but still being himself, if that makes sense. And I really enjoyed his characters. He made me really, 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 really laugh out loud. Like, I was snorting and all. I read this book. I wanted to take my time reading this, but I cannot get enough of Apollo, and I basically spent like 7 hours reading. I ate reading. That's something I never want to do. I never like to do because I'm afraid of getting food on the book. But I did it. Oh gosh. I could not put this down. I had to read it in one sitting, or else I was gonna get like a book hanger. Or else I was gonna get like a book hangover. Apollo is brought down to the world into a 16-year-old with no abs, flab, and acne. So you guys can see how much he was struggling through that. But then comes along Meg. She's a young 12-year-old who, like I said before, now Apollo has to serve her and do whatever she says and help her through some stuff. And they go on this whole quest and their relationship develops. Meg is fun at sometimes. She's happy, she's very, very aggressive sometimes, but sometimes she can be very dark. And that's something I like about her, because many people can relate themselves to her, because not everyone is always happy, sunshining, unicorns, rainbows, Skittles floating down from the clouds and stuff like that. Nobody's like that. Everyone has their hard times, and I personally could relate myself to Meg because of that, and she is an interesting character. That's all I have to say, but for the non-spoiler section. So guys, go check out this book if you haven't read it, and now on to the spoiler section. Oh my gosh, spoiler section. I was so antsy. Whew. So the characters that were in the Percy Jackson series and the Heroes of Olympus series that were introduced: Percy, Nico, and Will, and Leo, and Calypso. Oh my gosh. Guys, I can't even. Those feels were coming straight up the roof in this place. When Leo came back, guys, that was so hilarious. So hilarious. I actually kind of felt bad for Leo, but at the same time I didn't, because I know that if I were in there and he just did that, I would not punch him, but make him actually dead. And then bring him back again, of course. So I really enjoyed Leo coming back and Calypso going back. In the last book, in The Blood of Olympus, I thought maybe that was kind of like an Elysium, or Elysium, whatever it's called. I thought that he was in Elysium and he wasn't actually rescuing Calypso and coming back. And so I read this book and I was actually pleasantly surprised, because you know Rick Riordan. Cliffhangers. So much cliffhangers, no explanation. I was in love with this character. Oh my gosh. Can we just stop and talk about Meg? Don't kid me. I am absolutely in love with her character. But why? I don't like this. I feel the exact same way like I did when I read The Red Queen. And you go check out my review on that, because you'll know how I felt. Let's hope. Well, she probably will. She comes back for the better, and they can change her mind about stuff. Oh my gosh. And plus, Percy and Annabeth. They are going off to college, and Percy's like studying with high school, and Annabeth made him promise not to get involved with a bunch of demigod stuff so they can actually go to college. And I have doubts that they're actually gonna do that. I have doubts that they're gonna stay in high school, go off to college without skipping any days, without getting into any trouble. I doubt it. Yep. I am really proud of this book. Really, 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 really proud. I'm in love with it. I'm in love with it. If I could marry this book, that's how I'm in love with it. I would. anyway, that's it for the spoiler and the spoiler-free section. I hope you guys liked my video. You can remember to check out my vlog and subscribe to my channel and thumbs this up if you enjoyed the video. And I guess I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!